Good morning, Franz. Necromancer was first today, Muji second, Fantasy third. How you doing, everybody? Is everybody having a good day? Fantasy, are you feeling better? We're painting Adorable Pupper. I've come a long way with the painting. We didn't have our thunderstorm last night. It's very sad. I think I finally got the face right. Necromancer, please let me know. Looking good? Awesome. Now it's just highlights and shadows from here. Just lots and lots and lots of fur. I need a blanket on my lap. Grab me a blanket. Might even need a sweater. It was 12 degrees yesterday. And today it's -8. I went to bed last night and it was still like 7 degrees. Woke up this morning, -8. It's cold. So let's get all cozy in a nice sweater with our coffee. Good morning, Ross. There we go. All cozy. Away with the mouse. I really need to fix that thing. Yeah, I spent a lot of time yesterday trying to get this right. This eye is still... Oop. This eye is still a little bit the wrong shape. There we go. I started making like royal doggy jewelry. Hey, Roman. How you doing today? Oh boy, it's heckin' windy. The wind's blowing so hard I wouldn't be surprised if we could hear it. Jesus. Yeah, we've got wind gusts up to like 75 kilometers an hour today. Anyways, I figured since her tags were pink, I would I'd give her jewelry some pink gems. Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad some people liked it, Roman. I did not have a chance to go back to the Discord yesterday. I was just too busy. Matt Clark. Oh, he played Doc? Oh. Well, time comes for us all. I don't like the shape of this crown, so I'm gonna have to find something that I prefer. Meantime, I'm going to just paint over it. Getting the full royal treatment here. Christopher Lloyd. Oh, yeah. I thought so. He played the bartender in Back to the Future 3. The bartender. There are plenty of young actors who are good. Besides, even the legendary actors were young actors at some point that were just kinda meh. You gotta give people time to grow and become the legendary actors. Guys, can I get some $1,000 from you? I need money. What? I'd say get a job, but nobody has jobs these days. They're all replaced by AI and robots. You know, work on that magical girl, you do that. You sent me a wholesome DM. I'm a good kitty. You and Cargo watching on my phone. on your watch my stream on your phone. Words. It's adorable. Thank you. You have a job? Oh God, you're so lucky to have a job. I only have a job because people keep hiring me to do art. It's not a good job. Well, actually, it's a great job. It's just, it doesn't quite pay a living. You know? Cargo's been kneading your hair. How lovely. What is that? I thought it was a fairy at first. That's a weird emote. What do you need $1,000 for, Death? $1,000 is a lot of money. For poker? What? Cannot tell if this man is being facetious or not. Drawing ruffles. Very badly drawing ruffles, oh my lord. Probably helps if I zoom in a little bit, you know? I don't like any of the work that I did there, so let's undo it. Why are you betting on things, Death? Don't gamble. Good morning, Koof. Ah! To think, if you just invested that $1,000 in the stock market, you'd be able to make like 10 times more. I wish I had money to invest. Except I would need way more clients than I got. I need to find rich people who want more paintings of their dogs. You're just joking? Good. Arias! I'm following the wise witch's footsteps. Embrace the smut. I can't draw the smut on Twitch, though. Just perpetually being co-working as I draw prawn in the background. I'd have to move to live streaming on, like, OnlyFans or Subscribestar or something. But, like, I would rather draw people smut and not furry smut. For some reason, it feels a little bit too much like bestiality. Figure out how the ruffle works around here. Be more light hitting the inside here. Maybe not so much on the top. Maybe that's where I'm having the problem. There'd be less light hitting up here because the light's coming from, well, here. The dog looks like your AI slob bores me. You ever heard of tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills? I can't say that I have. The ruff for the dog. Yeah, I was worried there for a minute, Death, that we were gonna have to have an intervention for you. You never know these days. There are some streamer guys that are like really into gambling, and then it turns out later that, like, while they're flaunting their massive wealth that they got from gambling, they're actually horrible gambling addicts and like super deeply in debt, and you're like, that's sad. This doggo is very cute. I've never painted one of these before. I've never even drawn one of these before. One of these, like, Renaissance neck ruff things. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just hope it turns out. Your phone is dying. Oh no. Yeah, my old phone does that too. I can't wait until we have, like, actual solid-state batteries. What's everybody working on today? I know Necromancer's just working. It's heckin' windy, my dudes. How dare. I can squeeze right here. Thank you for the hydrate. Oh, we gotta take our medicine. Ross playing a game. Everybody take your maraca, do a little maraca dance. I'm actually rather enjoying this painting. It's so cute. These outfits look ridiculous on humans, but on pets they're like super adorable. Death. What? And Death is in goblin mode today. Well, at least I get to drink my coffee while it's still warm this time. Wasn't enough curve. That's what was bothering me so much. That is definitely in goblin mode. He just woke up and chose violence. Should I make the robe pink? That will be up to Necromancer to decide. We want to tighten up the roughs on this side though. We'll split this one into two. The whole room. It's gonna be a typical color balance. Red is fine. Yeah, okay. I just thought I'd bring in that pink from her tags. I'll get to that hydrate in a second. Concentrating. Must paint roughs. Enjoy your nap in the shade, Ross. Coming together nicely, though. Isn't that the worst day? I chose violence. I'm just gonna have to take my breaks to go to the bathroom. I can drink so much. Yeah, I'm in the background while resting. Well, that's what we're for. We're for chill. I had considered this is just rough painting on another layer. So one of those like royal scepters. But I feel like that would distract. Five donuts and a bowl of ice cream and a nice light dessert after a light lunch. Koof, do you ever stop eating? I eat dinner. That's pretty much all I eat. Somehow I'm still 300 pounds. Hey Tyler, how's it going? How's your vacation? Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. You're painting a dog. Do you like dog? So far, so good. Excellent. Nephew's 16th now, so take him to House of Targ tonight. I don't know what that is, but I hope he has a good time. Happy birthday to your nephew. You eat 4 to 5 times a day? Oh my goodness. I'll never understand how one can eat that much. Then again, I used to eat a lot too. I used to eat 3 meals a day and then I stopped. Not the one you took a video of me with my sister tricking me into holding him. The middle one. Ah! The coof, Jesus Christ. What the heck? That's a lot of food. I literally eat only dinner. Sometimes I'll have eggs in the morning. Like at midday I'll have some eggs, 2 eggs usually. If I eat anything. It's a lot of food, man. But hey, if you're enjoying it, and we know that food's affordable where you live. It's mainly the reason I stopped eating is because food's just not affordable. I need to get my security guard license again. Go back to work at the commissioners. Ramen for breakfast and cereal? Holy moly. How are you not full? Must be a growing boy. Maybe I should have made these diamonds, but they kind of look like dog biscuits. Which is why I like them. I could put like icing on them. Little doggy treats. That would be cute. Decorate them like fancy biscuits. Little diamond bone. Queen Olivia. What the heck is going on out there? Hold on, I'll be right back. My dad was sweeping the bathroom. He'd just be real noisy about it. You thought it was normal to eat 3 or 4 loaves of bread a week. It is not. No, it's definitely not. But I understand it because bread is frickin' delicious. A little bit on the chin. Fluff it up more, make it soft. Tyler, your doctor's telling you to eat carbs when you have the condition that you do? Like, bro, you shouldn't be eating any. Doctors and their outdated information. A slice won't get you full. The reason you're so hungry is because you're eating so many carbs. If you eat a diet with more fats and proteins, you won't be as hungry. Anxious optimism, how you doing, buddy? Welcome back. Cora, hello. Thank you for the hydrate. Your power is returning. 20 streams straight for Cora. Thank you for spending your time with us, as always. But my appetite is very large. I can still be considerate of others when sharing food is limited. I only eat my fill in excess. Fair enough. It's not to fill, that's what the bacon, sausage, and eggs are for. Oh, yeah. Tyler's got the right one there. Remember, no more than 36 eggs a day if you're on carnivore. Feel free to give me a nickname. You get to choose your nickname. It really is the most adorable pupper. Yes, it is. It is Necromancer's pupper, Olivia. Doctor's orders. You don't like bacon. Cora, what is wrong with you? Who hurt you? We haven't seen Neff this morning. Is he just hiding? I'll have to check on Neff. He's not even hiding. Very picky with textures, fair enough. Neff is too. Apparently he can't even brush his teeth without nearly throwing up. Listen, if a pig hurt you, you should show them who's boss by eating bacon right in front of them. Don't too many eggs mess with your hormones? No. Not that I know of. Anx or Opti. Possum. I could see the possum part. Possums are great. Chicken breast can mess with your hormones. I find, like, free-range chickens probably better than, like, big factory farm chickens. Oh, I love salt. I have a salt container on my desk and I'll just eat salt sometimes. I need to get away from all the carbs. Just cut them out completely. And like, I've started walking more, so my weight's going up because my muscle mass is going up. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm trying to get below 300. Possums are fantastic. I love them. They can be vicious little fuckers. And apparently is generally the mascot for trans youth. Yeah, I'll just eat salt. I find if I eat some salt and it tastes sweet, it means my body needs more salt. As soon as it starts to taste salty, that's when I stop eating salt, because my body no longer needs any salt. And it's like, hey, this is really salty, you shouldn't eat this. And then, guess what? I'm never low on electrolytes. Now, potassium salt, on the other hand, you can't just eat that straight. First of all, it's gross. Second, if you eat the potassium table salt, or the quote unquote no salt, it's it can damage your stomach lining, so you have to have it with a liquid or like with other food. Yeah, salt can taste sweet. If you have a deficiency, like if you're low on electrolytes, salty things will taste kind of sweet. Like, they'll still have a salty flavor, but when the salty flavor becomes like, hey, I'm salt, that's when you don't need any more salt. I don't know why my camera's having so much trouble picking up my mouth today. I think it's because it's so bright outside. The camera's like, hey, I can't see you. Not sure, but it has a large amount of estrogen. The chicken breast. Yeah, I can see that. And especially with factory farm chicken. Necromancer, I'm always salty. All these flavors, and you too salty. I approve. I haven't been sleeping well lately. So, sorry for all the yawning. It's only been an hour. Crikey. Feels like it's been 3. Starts chugging potassium salt out of spite. Your stomach lining's gonna have a bad day. And of course, you're gonna want to get some magnesium in there too. The 3 salts. I know I could fast for about 100 days and not have a single problem. The problem is I like to taste food. If we could find a way to taste food without actually eating, that would be great. I'm gonna have to, like, cut back on coffee and stuff too, because I think the cream is preventing me from losing weight, but I hate drinking my coffee black. There's that eyelash that was attacking me. Ugh. Finally free. So, yesterday it was pouring rain, and today we're having, like, snow squalls and gusts of up to, like, 60 or 70 kilometers an hour here. It's very heckin' windy. So, last night it rained so hard that the street was a river. You want to eat raw honey one day? Go find a beehive. I want to raise bees. I just want a couple of hives, and I want some chickens and some ducks. very tasty. I also want to have maple trees. I need maple trees. I want to tap my own maple trees. Make my own maple syrup. I'd like to try birch syrup, but I'm afraid I would probably be terribly allergic to it. Because apparently a celery allergy is also a birch allergy. Which is also why when I eat apples, it feels like I swallowed 3/4 inch gravel. You microwaved a praying mantis by mistake. Oh, the god, the poor thing. I hope its death was quick. How did... I mean, all Canadians don't make their own maple syrup? Look, if I had a maple tree on my property, you know I'd be tapping that shit. And then my neighbors would be stealing it. You can bet your butt that if I had that property that I wanted, no, 3/4 inch gravel's bigger. It hurts more. But like if Canadians don't make their own syrup. I don't have a tree on my property that makes adequate sappy substances. Unless you're talking about another kind of syrup. In which case, I don't think I have the plumbing for that. The innocent Twinkibus here. Wait for Necromancer's response. Great. But yeah, I apparently when I eat apples, my stomach really, really hurts, especially if they're raw apples. And apparently that's a birch allergy, which celery falls under the birch category. So celery, lovage, birch, apples, stone fruits. Oh, Cora, I was getting at something else. There, my coffee's done. Now on to my President's Choice low sodium, caffeine-free diet cola. My brother picked up an interesting substance yesterday. You were giving me an out? Nah, I don't need it. The smut that we showed last Monday by accident? Nah. I mean, you guys always suspected I was a degenerate. Now you know I'm a degenerate. Why pull out when you can push in more? Hell yeah. Gotta go deep. What the interesting substance? Maple syrup. I love this chat. My brain needs a break from the painting, which is why I'm not painting anymore at the moment. Just so you know. Hang on! There. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the President's Choice Cola. kind of weird. My dad just came for my mug. It's a choice for sure. I was like, I would have thought you, to my brother, I was like, I would have thought you would have gotten your, like, cream soda Pepsi. And he's like, nah, this was cheaper. The Dutch genes run deep in my family. Tastes like shit, but you can eat it. Actually, it tastes pretty good, but, you know. I've got all of my piece list worked out for my costume. So I've got all the pieces. Now I just need to figure out how much fabric I need. And that's going to be based on the patterns combined with each place I'm buying the fabric from. I might have to go with lesser choices of fabric this year. So I might have to see what I have in stock here in the house for some things, like the pants and the waist wrap. So the wrap I might be able to make out of an old skirt that I have if I can find the old skirt. It won't be the right color red. And I'm not sure there's even enough fabric unless I cut out the two panels of the skirt and then sew them together sideways. So I take the length of the skirt and make it the width of the skirt. Sew them together. Also, the blue gourd bottle is fun. Which one? The one with the bell on it? I have 7-Up Zero in the gourd right now. I had to allow that word. The one in bondage? Yeah, the little net wrap is cool. It came with it. With the bell attached. I have to shorten the string on it though, because it's like shoulder strap length. And I want it for my belt and not for shoulder strap. So I'm probably gonna have to cut it down so that it can only go on my belt. I need to get some leather for a belt too, because I think I'm gonna have to make my own belt. I might have to make 2 belts, as a matter of fact, to hold all of the stuff that I'm gonna carry on it. The necklace shipped. Finally. And what's funny is, I canceled the order from a seller who was selling it for less. And I bought it from another seller who was selling it for slightly more. And that other seller contacted me back when I was like, hey, are you gonna ship this soon? Because I had to cancel from another seller because they were taking too long and they weren't responding to any of my messages. And then today, that one seller just sent me a question mark when the cancellation went through. On the same day that the other seller shipped the other one. And I'm like, should I respond to this person and be like, you never replied? It's been like 2 weeks. So hopefully the necklace will show up soon. And that is sort of like a psychological replacement for Nameless's collar that broke. Reply back with just an exclamation mark. I should. I really should. It's funny because I gave them like 4 days to reply to my messages before I was like, okay, I'm canceling, goodbye. Snake, you've been spotted! Yeah. So, I'm gonna be having a necklace come in, and then I can know what size to make the shirt on, or the collar on my shirt, because I want the necklace to sit on top of the shirt, right? Like we have here, we have the necklace sitting on. Let me turn off the veil. It's easier to see. So I have the necklace sitting on top of the shirt, and the collar for the shirt is supposed to go just inside the necklace. Snake? Snake? Snake! So, yeah. I wasn't able to redesign the pattern for the shirt. I know how to make the shirt, and making the shirt is really fast. But I wasn't able to redesign the pattern pieces until I got the necklace. And I had put it in with my previous order, and everything else from that previous order is like in the country now. Whereas this other necklace piece is just leaving the warehouse in China now. You're allergic to silk? Isn't silk hypoallergenic? Yeah, silk is naturally hypoallergenic. Bro, methinks you've been bamboozled. What if you're allergic to worms? I don't know, but silk is hypoallergenic. You know what it probably is? It's either silk blended with something else, or it's not real silk, or whatever chemical processing, even though silk tends to use very minimal chemical processing. Some silk manufacturers have silks that they, or chemicals that they use, and it might be that you're allergic to. Also, silk you generally have to dry clean, and that might be what causes your eyes to itch whenever dry cleaning chemicals get used. If we ever meet at Conquest, Cora, I will let you touch my silk, and we'll find out. We'll like do the little scratch test and rub the silk against your skin. And if you get red, then you're allergic to silk, but I'm pretty sure silk is hypoallergenic. My eyes always itch when I rub worms on them. Necromancer. That's alarming. So yeah, the only things I'm missing right now are, well, these 2 gourds, because they sent me the wrong ones. Well, they sent me glass ones that smell like chemicals, and that aren't ceramic, and one of them's the wrong color. And this bag, and the umbrella holster. So I want to make an umbrella holster. You can be allergic to things that are hyperallergenic. It's just rare. Well, that sucks. Silk is a great material. You gonna eat lunch early? Okay, enjoy your lunch. So yeah, I might need another belt. Well, might? No, do. I need belts and the umbrella holster, but I've got the leather that I got from Wrather. I should be able to make an umbrella holster with that. I've never done any leather work before, but I would like to. So we're gonna try that at some point. I'll ask Kavach for help because she's really good with that stuff. She does a lot of leather working, and she's also my source for the gourd remaking, the great remaking of the gourds. So I'm gonna get her help with creating some slip cast molds, and then gonna look for a place where I can have some gourds fired for myself. So I'll have to cast the caps and the actual gourds. Better than fake silk though? Yes, anything's better than polyester. Apparently, it's my 2-year friendship anniversary with Arias on Discord. What? Plastic satin is worse. Plastic is the worst. And one of the things I'm so mad about with the gourds is the caps are plastic and they don't stay in very well. Like, they're really easy to remove, whereas the ceramic gourd that I have, I almost can't get the little silicone stopper into it. Like, I have to press really hard to get that in there. I at least have one drinking vessel for Conquest, which is fine. I wanted the smaller one to keep electrolytes in. Or, what do you call it? Alcohol? It would have been nice to keep a little bottle of alcohol on me, like some sake or something, for special guests. Polyester satin sticks to you because it isn't breathable, like all plastic. That's why I'm planning to make everything on my outfit out of natural materials. The chiffon that I plan for is actual silk chiffon. The same thing with the veil, it's also silk chiffon. So it's actual silk and not polyester. Cotton, linen, and wool for the win. Yep. Wool is a little bit too warm. Although I do want to make like a poncho / Ruana kind of thing for Nameless for nighttime. And I think I might do that in blacks and reds with an internal satin lining that's, and I say satin as in the weave, silk lining inside, because it gets so cold at night at Conquest. Like, even if it's 40 degrees during the day, it gets down to like 10 at night. It's so cold. wool cloak that my mom made for me. It's all black, but it's like the standard European cloak. And those always strangle me. They strangle me, and I don't like it. But ever since I was introduced to Ruanas by Living Anachronism, I've fallen in love with them. They are literally the best cloaks. Literally the best. Sorry for the Donald Trump impression. That man's gonna be a meme forever. Would also go down in history as the worst president ever. I started finding all of my extra like jewelry bits that I have saved up for Nameless, so that when I get some of the findings in for making the little decor bits, like these things around the hair, the headband, I can actually get those made up real nice and quick. The pants are going to be the hardest part, I think, as always. But I intend to have actual pants this year. But yes, wool cloaks are so good. Even better when they're lined. Maybe we should work on that. I need a break from the dog. My brain needs a break. So we'll like this. Put a new layer top. As a matter of fact, new folder. Apparently I just can't spell the word cloak lately. I have found that since I stopped with the ADHD medication, my ability to type has gotten so much worse. Like, my dyslexia has gotten pretty bad, and also just adding letters in places that shouldn't be there. Like, I'm typing faster than my brain processes, so the wrong letters keep getting placed, and I'm just like, this is doing me a concern. Now, for cloaks, there's the option of doing ruanas, which are just the square pieces with the neck hole. And then there's actual ponchos that would have like the same kind of neckline and closure as what I already have, and like maybe some buttons or toggles or something. And perhaps a hood. We can draw a hood, yeah. I know what a hood looks like. Maybe we'll have some like fur around it. If I ever become rich enough to go to Sturmwacht, Cat and Guardian are streaming. Good for them. I hope they have good views. I am also streaming right now. Meow! So with the Ruana, you can also fur line the Ruana. And you could theoretically put a hood on the Ruana too. And fur line that. Or you could have a separate little, like, medieval hood thing. One of those other medieval hoods. And that would be fur lined. And then you'd put the Ruana on over top of that. The death. Endless death. More bodies for the army, yeah! Mm. Oh yeah, I don't know whether, like, you can have, like, the little triangle thing, I guess, yeah. Little Viking hood. Or, you know, the ones with the, like, lyra pipe. But I don't like that. But either way, for me, the inside would be, on any of them, would be lined with the blue. Kind of like how the sleeves here are lined in the blue stuff too. This would all be wool. Well, the wool, fur, probably silk. There's my dad and the cat. Meow. Thank you for the tea. Yes, love.
What's your problem?
Nugget. Is he taking his medication? I don't know. He is the medication. You can tie the pipe so the hood doesn't come off in the wind. That is true. I have horns, so hoods are difficult. I would probably be designing any hood to allow my horns to go through, so there'd be just really big loops so that my horns can go through the hood. I kind of like hoods that have like the Assassin's Creed kind of thing going on, with the little, almost like a little beak. Impromptu profile. Really bad. Still looks stupid though. Yeah. Got my little dangly bit. So like the fur would be here, but the little cap thing will come out front. We're just sketching here, so it's okay if it's a little bit messy. Ah, that works. We'll just use this muddy color. You'd think this is a red gray, but it's actually blue. Oh my goodness, let me grab red, thank you. There. Now what to head off any accusations before they take hold. We only sustainably harvest bodies and anyone can opt out of being used after death. Just submit an exemption form 4 to 6 weeks before death and we'll ensure your remains are delivered to your designated recipient as we found you, minus any lost or transport incidents. I bet you are a joy at LARP, Necromancer. I wish you were into the more medieval fantasy stuff. I'd convince you to come to Conquest and join us at Mysterium. You'd probably have a blast. If I ever finish my book and become rich, I'm just gonna take everybody to Conquest on my own. Just be like, yep, you're coming with me. Also, I don't think I'm gonna be going for a walk today because it's cold AF outside now. -9 feels like -19. God damn it, Frank. I just wanted to go for walks every day. It'd scare everyone because he would LARP the Grim Reaper. I mean, there's Deem, who got into some meeting. Deem is like a bird man. I mean, Cora probably knows who Deem is, but Deem looks kind of like a bird, but not a bird. And he got into some diplomacy meeting, and things were going awry. And they're, you know, kind of like, what's gonna stop you from, what's gonna stop us from killing you, kind of thing. And Deem just pulls out this solid black, like, obsidian orb. And he's like, this. And they're like, what's that? He's like, death. There was no other explanation. Just death. And they're like, I think Necromancer get along with Deem. Friend Deem. Actually, I can't remember whether I gave Deem a shell or not. I need to start keeping a list of people who I gave shells to, because it's while it's not extensive, it's like after a couple of years. Yeah, he rolled a 100. Forget nat 20, it's just a nat 100. Let's see if I can find a picture of Deem. Let's see. Not that folder. This folder. Here's a picture of Deem. It's a screenshot from Discord. But that is Dean. And he is the wonderful Birdman Bean. Birdman Bean Dean. See if I have any other pictures of him. No, just that picture. He is a fine fellow. His costume is fantastic. His player is fantastic. And I never know what his player actually looks like. Because that cloth that's underneath the beak, that's where his face is. But you're always looking up at the bird's eyes. The eyes glow, and it's amazing. I know I have a better picture of Dean somewhere. I think I have to plug in the hard drive or go to Dendronia. I'd rather plug in the hard drive. Dark Academia Birdman? Pretty much, yeah. Hello? This is why I don't like plugging in the hard drive. Let's see. I thought I had a file with Conquest photos in it. A streach and a hydrate. Well, we shall stand up for our streach. Up we go. It's about time to stand up anyways. And everybody on shrimp and spines. Let me, there you go. Everybody on shrimp and spines. Give a little wave back and forth like seaweed in the ocean currents. Yeah, I don't see. I thought I had a folder with a whole bunch of photos in it from Conquest, but I don't appear to. Well then. Is it here maybe? Apparently I don't. I could have sworn I did. Well, that's sad. Yeah, apparently I don't. Just this picture, do. Oh well. Hey, Israel. How's it going? I was just looking for photos from Conquest, but couldn't find one. I was looking for one of Dean. Oh, we standing? Okay. Yep, we standing. How you doing, Israel? We're doing some cloak design, and we were painting Necromancer's adorable doggo. I'm gonna take a quick break to Little Demon's room though. I'll be right back. I'm back. ADHD is wild. I don't have food or drink yet, but did just spend 2 hours learning how to extract astrological coordinates from photographs of stars, which, to be clear, is a skill I do not need in life. But knowledge. Apparently my microphone didn't mute while I stepped out of my room, but that's okay. That is why I close my door when I leave my room. But yes, we've been painting dog. It's very cute. And we were just taking a break from that to try and decide on which kind of cloak design that I want for Conquest as well. Because I know it gets cold at night. It does help with shenanigans, that is true. I mean, LARPers, we like to learn all sorts of things so that we can do what we want. But yeah, I'm not sure which kind of cloak to make. Either way, it's going to just cover the shoulders. Don't know whether to make a Ruana with a hood separate or make a poncho with a hood separate or a poncho with a hood attached. But it'll be something for warm nights. Or, you know, for cold nights to keep me warm. Those are the words that I want. How you doing today? If I figure out how to properly use this software, I might use it to build some unnecessarily precise and specific riddles for my D&D players. Ooh. So yeah, I don't know what to do for the cloak. I don't have any cloaks in red. I don't have any red wool. I have a greenish brown cloak and a black cloak. And I always forget to pack my black cloak. But it is wool. Like it's actual wool. And then I have a wool that's like a rust color on one side, and then almost like a caramel tan on the other. Like a milky caramel. So it's one of those rare double-sided wools from like the 1970s. There are very few places that make that kind of wool anymore. Neff! There you are! Hello, friend. Everybody straight? I have a little backward stretch because I'm standing. Take your pills before you lose power. Again? Did you lose power? Is that where you've been? Oh, there's the poor mailman. It must suck today to be a mailman. I totally forgot to turn on Spirit City for you guys. Like, you guys have not been having your sounds. Christ. I restarted my computer this morning, which is why everything's all kind of fucked up. Let me turn that on for you guys so you at least have your nature noises. Crikey. God, I'm such a good streamer. The best streamer. I was born to the darkness. Counted 8 power outs before it stayed off a couple hours. Holy shit. What is going on over there? You're like, what, a 40-minute drive from me? Less than that? How long does it take you to drive out to my end of town? I don't know why my camera's having so much trouble today. I think it's because it's just so bright outside, it's trying to focus on other things and it can't see my eyes. So if it looks like I'm blinking a lot, I'm really not. Grocery store, like near my gym, takes 25 minutes, yeah. So you're like a 20-minute drive from it. But then again, where Mewjuice grew up, one half of her street was on a different power grid, so when the power went out in a certain neighborhood or a certain grid, like her street her side of the street would be on, but the other side of the street would be off. It was really weird. Or like hers would go off, but the other one was still on. I'm gonna take off the sweater. But yeah, Neff, what do you think for cloak? Should it be a ruana, or should it be like a poncho kind of thing? Oh my god, why am I blinking so much? Maybe I have to get closer instead of farther away. Sure, the repeated power outages were great for my computer. We need to get you a UPS, uninterrupted power supply. Oh my god, the blinking. I think it's because I'm standing up. No, it's not because I'm standing up. There's just something about this position. Tea. Partial to Ruana styles, you can use closures to make it a poncho. Yeah, and it kind of doubles as a blanket. That's the other thing that I'm thinking of. Everything's expensive, Neff. Everything. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Why are my eyes closed now? What is going on, Vinyan? Please. Let's sit back down again. My foot hurts today. I pushed myself a little bit too hard on my walk yesterday. I'm wearing those shit-ass sneakers. Never buying sneakers again. Yeah, it's still making me blink like crazy. What is going on? Yeah, maybe I'll make like a little like hood poncho, like a hood show. A Viking hood. Something a little bit more loose than a standard Viking hood. Cause I gotta get my head through there with my horns on. And my ears. I need to find my earrings from last year and make sure. I did lose a piece or two. Maybe I can make new ones. But because my ears aren't real, I can't tell when a piece falls off, and I can't get them to stay on properly because the silicone is... Well, these ones are latex, and they're really thin. I want to make my own ears using the Egghead FX tutorials. I just... Finding the time to do that, and finding someone to help me with that, because I need to make a mold of my ears, and then I need to sculpt the elf ear around my ear mold. But apparently they stay on very well. They just slide right on, and they just stick perfectly. And because they're silicone, they're thicker. You don't need to make them hollow. A more robust material. And you can make them closer to your actual skin tone. So they look actually realistic, which is really neat. So, advantages easy. I made a Rwanda before. Comes a blanket. This. More enclosed. And it's more stylized. Hood included. Apparently I don't know how to spell included. You're finally home? Welcome back. I could also go with the kind of poncho that that has the little sleeves on it. It's hard to explain, but it's like the regular poncho. But then you can stick your arms out. I'm gonna use the linen color here. It's like a little capelet kind of thing. Pause check, everybody on Shrimp Thing Spines. Give yourself a little wave back and forth. Hello. Processing. Seaweed in the ocean currents. Stretch out those sides a little bit. Just a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I definitely kind of like the idea of having like that little kind of Assassin's Creed beak on the on the hood, and putting the whatchamacallit, the lotus on there. Well, I wouldn't need sun shading with this one unless it got down to like 10 degrees during the day. This is more for nighttime when it's cold. Hey, Fantasy, get your rest. Don't worry about it, man. But yeah, unless I get like 10 or 15 more clients, being able to afford this one's gonna be rather difficult. But those are options. Elena striking 40 stream streak. Holy moly. 40 levels. You are quite the high level adventurer here, aren't you? How you doing today, Aline? I appreciate you sharing your time with us. We're just trying to work out what kind of cloak we want to make. I do kind of like the one with that allows me to have my arms come out, but still covers them. You just got off work? Nice. Did you have a good day at work? I'm cold again. This spring has been so weird. This whole winter's been weird. It was 12 degrees yesterday, and now it's -8 and -17 in the wind, and it's just like, why? Canada, what are you doing? We're having like a windstorm with snow squalls, but yesterday it was raining so hard, the streets were just like raging rivers. And now all of that ice, because let's face it, it all froze, is now covered in a light coating of powdery, wind-blown snow. So that might be why Neff is having trouble with power today, because somebody's probably run into the power pole out there. We caught a thief and got to call the police. Ooh, an exciting day. Tell us all about your adventure. It's the Shadow Guild sending thieves to your store. That's super exciting. Bark, bark! I don't wanna go to work, 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 work. But I am working. This is my work. People think, oh, you're just hanging out with people all day. Yeah, but it's also my job. Did you hold them at gunpoint until the police arrives? Did you have the barrel in the mouth daring them to twitch? America, fuck yeah. Except in Aline's case, it's Denmark, fuck yeah. Fantasy is sick. Ugh. The moment when you take a sip of your tea and then your body's like, you're going to yawn with your mouth full of tea right now, just as you're about to swallow the tea. And I was like, oh, here I go. I'm gonna die. Guess I'll just die. We have been trying to catch them for months and finally fucking got them. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I mean, they'll probably be out by evening, but you know. So are they like a regular thief in your store? Like, what kind of things do you even sell? No gun in Denmark. Just harsh language. And perhaps big sticks. I'm gonna check all my orders. I've ordered so many like little things so that I could make stuff for my costume. But some of my orders are like, oh, we changed your tracking order number, and I'm like, wait, what? Why? Yeah, some of these are like, your package tracking number is changed by carrier company, and then import and customs clearance started, completed, and then handed over to domestic courier company, and then collected by region, or collected by destination carrier. And I'm like, so are they being delivered today? I'm so confused. Did you get to beat them with a nightstick? Stop resisting! Whack, whack, whack! Stop hitting yourself! Oh, it's just foul language, huh? Yep, foul language and possibly sticks. He's reaching! Whack, whack, whack! Police came and got him, not much else happened. We changed your tracking number. New carrier. Who dis? Oh, yeah. Well, like, the thing is, it's for like 4 or 5 different little packages, which is really weird. So maybe they're putting them all into one bundle? I don't know. I'll find out. Because, like, there are things that I ordered that came in, like, separate orders, but they came in the same package. It's really weird, and they were shipped by, like, different companies. They changed your tractor number, too? Yeah. They changed my tracking number and my tractor number. Now I don't know where my tractor is. Fuck! God damn it! I really, really have not received my ADHD medication, and oh my lord, I am struggling so hard. It's getting worse by the day. Like, I think the system, the meds in my system have finally left, and I can tell. And I think everybody else can too. I'm like, I'm gonna paint this dog, and then like 20 minutes later, I'm like doing like 6 different things. It's been so hard, especially with Mez's painting, Ezreal's painting, the girl, the dear girl. Like, every time I would sit to work on it, the reason it took me so fucking long, because every time I started getting to work, either my cat would bother me for attention, or I would end up doing like 12 different things, and then be like, oh, wasn't I working on this? Fuck! I made 1 phone call, and I need to take my meds. Define irony. Well, congratulations on making your phone call, Ross. You have leveled up. Yippee! So, yep. Struggled. Maybe your cat was jealous you were spending so much time staring at another beautiful animal. Is every time I managed to, like, focus enough to get back down to work, it was nighttime, right? And that's when he's waking up from sleeping all day and most of the night. The definition of irony would be the ADHD medication producers needing ADHD medication because there's a shortage. Yeah. Yeah, really. That's what it feels like right now. I spent yesterday filling my pillbox with the intent of taking meds right after. Only did part 1. Only realized my folly of part 2 late at night when taking the night meds. Ah, shit. Irony would also be coffee shop workers working very slowly because they're not awake/aware enough yet. Yep. They need coffee to get going to make the coffee for everybody else who needs coffee to get going. So they can get to the places where they work, like making coffee for other people, because we're in that society now, because there are no actual permanent full-time jobs anywhere. Ah! Ah! Every day be like, aw shit, here we go again. Yep. So waking up in the morning's like,
I'm at least thankful that, you know, you guys come here and join me for streams so that I can continue to some degree to get away with doing this. Until hopefully one day our government gets its head out of its ass and gives us UBI, in which case I will flourish. It may be a meme, but it's a fucking mood. Yeah, really? Absolutely. See, my streams are only good because you guys are here to make it good. If it were just me by myself, it'd just be sitting here silently. I'd occasionally talk to myself, because I talk to myself a lot. Probably because I'm lonely. I take that over, waking up to my body screaming, "We've been in bed for 8 hours, get up or I'll hurt us both." Insert back pain here. That is a fucking mood. If I sleep for longer than 8 hours, my body is like, fuck! It's like, how dare you! Here is some back pain! Fuck! Stop lying down! But then you get up and your body's like, fuck! Why aren't you lying down? Lonely. Oh, so aren't you married? Naff. You at least have a wife. I have literally no one. That doesn't help. Oh no! Oh man, I'm so sorry. Relationships should not be like that. You shouldn't be alone in a relationship. That's not a relationship. That's just... Bro. Do I need to go smack her? She's got such a good meme. Is this an isekai? Yes. Hello, Sester99. Welcome to the islands. My name is Seika. I'm a Demora, descendant of many demons, but I happen to be a purebred line of the QB variety. Have some cubuses. Basically every day of the week is home from work, need to take a shower, I'm off to bed, and then all over again. Yep. How did you find us? Cestern. Am I getting that right? Is it Cestern? Is there a name you prefer to be called? Do you have preferred pronouns? Please let us know. I do art. This is my LARP character for Conquest of Mythodia. It's the world's largest fantasy LARP in Germany. But I also do dog painting. This is what we're working on this week. This is a commission for Necromancer Dark here in chat. And this is his lovely pepperoni, Olivia. Little Queen Olivia. Weekends are, how are you, followed by 3 to 4 hours of silence, a boot, followed by 3 hours of... Wow. Yes, I do write as well. We are working on a book called The Witch Hunter Society. Sorry, my tracking is having trouble today. So, if I'm talking and my mouth isn't moving, it's because I'm having problems. I've also been off my ADHD meds for a month because of like a global shortage, and my brain is like, fuck! But yes, and I write, and a lot of our community are writers, artists, artisans, crafters. We also have a Discord where you can share your stuff if you have stuff to share. I think part of the problem is because it's just so bright outside that the tracking software is like, where's your mouth? I can't see anything. You're too overexposed. But what else have we got? We've got a beautiful painting that we just finished. Let me find it. we'll turn off the no AI filter thing. So we just finished this painting last week for Ezreal, who is also in chat. And this is another character from Conquest of Mythodia, another player. And it's a birthday gift for his lady friend. So yeah, I had the honor of doing a painting of someone special for someone. And that makes me happy. It took me a long time to paint all them flowers. Painfully long time. Yeah, it's such a pretty picture of a very pretty lady. Do you believe in Jesus? No. He may have been an actual person, but I'm a demon. See? I got horns. Ah! But no, I don't believe in Jesus. Thank you for the hydrate, conch. I believe in Jesus. He's an amazing gardener. He's got a six-pack. And he's a feminist. I believe in the divine and it's wearing antlers. You mean her? Your girlfriend? As a person, yes, we know existed scientifically, but I doubt mythological version, especially the white one. Yeah, that's true, conch. I do believe that that Jesus was probably an actual person, and he was well ahead of his time because he was an equalist and a feminist, and he was just like overall a good person, and the people in charge really didn't like that, so they killed him. But I don't believe in gods. I'm literally a demon. Oh yeah, Puma made that emote. So now I match Cyan Puma, and I think Journey has one too. Once again. It's like the cans, the Demonade, the Root Boar, Cloak Zero, the Dr. Agon, or Dragon. Yeah, he was way ahead of his time. Like, I think he was, like, for gay marriage, too, wasn't he? Like, the man was a straight-up, like, progressive leftist. Like, the way you would see progressive leftists today, that was Jesus. He's just 2,000 years before his fucking time. Like, bruh. Nobody in power likes a boat rocker. Yeah, and we have things called laws today that protect people from the people in power. At least you would hope so. Jews killed him because he said he was God and the people loved him for the miracles, which the leaders could not. So wish you'd made me a mod a while ago now. Wasn't Jesus killed by the Romans? I don't even know anymore. Look, the Bible's so full of plot holes, like, Twilight was a more consistent story. But, yeah, most of us here are, either atheists or anti-theists, and I am very much an anti-theist. If gods exist, I will fight them. So, yeah. Jesus nailed to a cross, Thor carries a big hammer. Need I say more? Pretty sure, yeah, but if I recall, it may have been ratted out. Yeah. Judas! I brought you frankincense. I brought you myrrh. Murder! Judas! Personally, I follow science because I don't have to believe in science. Science is self-correcting. I'd love to go back in time, and it turns out it wasn't Judas after all. Yeah. The wonders of the universe are far too vast for any being to have ever created such things. From what I know, the Jews killed Jesus thing is probably anti-Semitic propaganda. Could be wrong though. Yeah. Who knows? Religions just keep fighting each other, and I wish they wouldn't. Like, can we just believe what we want to believe, please? It's just, some people believe in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny, some people believe in Slender Man, the Hat Man, the Wendigo. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Believe what you want to believe and don't hurt other people because they believe something different from you. That is how I want to live. It's Sky Cake, motherfucker, you did. I wouldn't be surprised with anti-Semitic propaganda because that would track. Absolutely it would. Truck Kun. Everybody believes in Truck Kun, right? And then there's, you know, the crazy shit that's going on in the United States where they're literally trying to bring about Armageddon because they believe actual Judgment Day is going to come, and which is why they're fighting Iran. And it's like, please don't. Every Iranian person I have ever met in my life has been the kindest, most humble, and sweetest human being imaginable. I don't consider myself a Christian anymore because I think that too many tend to be hypocrites. Absolutely they do. As a matter of fact, the atheists that I have met in my life are the best Christians out there. Like, according to the definitions of Christianity, atheists are the best Christians because they're just like, please stop fighting. Please love each other. Please don't steal from your neighbors and covet what you don't have. Don't let people be free and live the way they want to live and love who they want to love. Atheists are the true Christians. We just don't believe in God. Or Jesus. Or anything for that matter. Oh, we're just scientists. We're just like, wow, the universe is cool. Have you seen sea slugs? They're amazing. I believe that there is a God, though. Well, that's fine. Not every Christian is terrible or anything. I just don't agree that God made gay people just to condemn them. Yeah, like, the whole thing about, like, oh, you have to obey God or believe in this or that, otherwise you'll suffer an eternity in hell, is horrible. And as a child, when that was first presented to me, when those ideas were first presented to me, I was like, why would I want to follow that God? That's horrible. Like, why would you want to follow a God that says you'll be punished for eternity if you don't obey me? Like, fuck. Hell no. That's what Nazis did. Oh, you're not going to obey me? Oh, we'll kill you. Excuse me. And then I was just following orders, but secretly enjoyed murdering millions of people. Like, fuck no. And then that whole, like, Sodom and Gomorrah one where they're like, oh, I'm gonna give you my virgin daughters to be raped so that I can protect this angel. It's like, what the actual flying fuck? Yeah, you look at the Bible and you're like, wow, this religion is terrible. Excuse me, I'm gonna just fuck this shit, I'm out. Excuse me, please, gonna grab my stuff and leave. Fuck this shit, I'm out. I got kicked out of Sunday school along with my brother when we were like 6 and 10. I was just following orders. Yep. Also, a Christian relative told me that my cat would not go to heaven. That is horrible. Hear me out. We should create a group of people to grow a lobster to the largest size possible. Obviously, we pick the best potential lobsters and test them and raise them to be almighty. I hate my government. I hate how people exploit the fuck out of religion to their own ends. Yep. That's another thing. Like, religion is a way to control people. And specifically women, trans, gays, people of color. It's horrible. And I just can't. I can't get behind it. If it wasn't religion, they'd exploit something else to cling to power. Yes, they would. Like money. Also, a Christian relative told me that, yeah. I've seen two black holes collide recently. It was the first time we as a species have been witness to it. Yes, I did. I did watch that video. That was so fascinating. The two black holes colliding. That is the coolest thing. Ross has entered rant mode. Yeah, it's from Astrum, I think. It was posted in Sciences, Gonk. You gotta check the Discord! Also, that relative, they're not a nice person. Yep. That's the kindest words I have for them. Every bootlicker that finally has to stand for the horrors that took part in it. I'm just following orders. Yep. It's not obey or die. It's free choice. Redemption in Christ is free. You just choose it. Nah. I was an atheist forever until I saw world leaders eating. And look, those world leaders are Christians. You reach a certain amount of wealth, and it's like you become a demon. Money is a problem. Letting people be billionaires is a problem. Letting people have absolute power is a problem. This is why societies that have laws in place to protect everybody and no one is above the law is so important. He's all powerful, all perfect, all knowing, all wise, somehow just can't handle money. George Carlin on religion, yeah. Like that one, like evangelist pastor dude who's basically, like, God, that man looks like and sounds like and acts like Emperor Palpatine. And he's worth, like, hundreds of millions of dollars, and he's like, I'm not gonna fly on a plane with regular human people. Fuck that. It's valid to believe in God and Jesus as long as you're not being a bigot or a jerk. That is, yep. You're allowed to believe what you want as long as you're not harming others or telling other people that they're gonna go to hell because they don't believe what you believe, because that's harming others. That's cruelty. Also, the very basic logic of, if God is all-powerful and all-knowing, can he create an object that he can't move? No, he can't, then he's not all-powerful and all-knowing. And if he can, then he's not all-powerful. Because if he creates a thing that he can't move, then he's not all-powerful. It's a paradox. I'm gonna lie, I feel like Trump may have oopsied himself into becoming King Louis XIV. Oh, I hope so. Oh, I hope so. Iraq War 2 Electric Boogaloo, yeah. Some televangelist was using scripture to justify the war in Iraq. Look, there are cases for the war now where the military leaders were literally like, this is it, boys. This is Judgment Day. You know, we're killing the evil. I dulled the guillotine just for him, yeah. According to the Bible, it's harder for a rich person to get into heaven than fitting a camel through the eye of a needle. So I don't think the Bible is all that I think it's flawed since people decide what to put in and leave out, and how it translate and change over time. Well, yeah, that's the problem. This is why we don't use anecdotes for law. We use precedent and logic. It is not perfect, and the wheels of justice are slow to move, but they do grind on. And this is why we need things like higher taxes for the rich, because you reach a certain amount of money, and we see it every single time. As soon as certain people hit a certain amount of wealth, they just become evil. And it's because they have nothing else to occupy them. It's hedonism at its maximum. Have we lost Sister 99? I don't know. They can leave if they want. I have no problems with people coming in and being like, Jesus loves you and stuff. Just like, obviously, if the people in the chat don't want it, please move on, find someone else. I believe that the Bible itself tries to, in some ways, share morals in a ways that people in the past understood before we really had lots of science. It was supposed to be a book of moral guidance, and it became a book of religion, and this is why I am all for science and law, because it leaves out the anecdotes and the imagination. Also, again, a lot of people voted for this or something like, I didn't vote for this! I didn't know! I ignored everyone! It's not my fault! Yes, it is. It is 100% your fault, because you decided to have ignorance over logic. And again, why I'm not religious. Ignorance over logic. Forcing religion down people's throat is counterproductive, yeah. But like, I consider myself a moral person. I don't consider myself perfect. There's always room for improvement. But I'm an atheist and an anti-theist. Like, if gods exist and they try to punish me for an eternity for not believing in their arguably really dumb set of rules in a lot of cases, especially me as a woman creature, I say fuck them, and I will fight them, and I will win. I know it'd be like an ant taking on a nuclear bomb, but I will win. People don't want to hear, they don't want to hear it. Can't force them, exactly. I know Neff would have just outright banned Cistern for starting the Jesus rant. But hey, we had a conversation about it. I take full responsibility. It's not my fault. Yeah, this hypocrisy is thick there. Also, how some are sad, how a lot of us are angry at them, and how it's so hard for them. Yes, the poor babies. They'll get over it, I'm sure. People have short memories. Oh no, I was tempted. But also, hey, maybe I can change their mind. Probably not. You can't usually change the mind of a crazy person. If they want to come back and try again, I'll probably just ban them. See, I'm fine with anxious, and they're like, yeah, I believe in God. Yeah, that's fine. 3-time Trump voters, future JD Vance voter? Probably not, actually. The people who voted for Trump 3 times voted for Trump because it's Trump. They wouldn't vote for JD Vance. That was one person's comment regarding people like that. I think they're wrong. A lot of those Trump lovers, they really don't give two shits about JD Vance. They love Trump. Or they're white nationalists, in which case they'll vote for JD Vance because he's also a white nationalist. They're just Nazis. Enjoy your nap in the shade, Neff. Yes, made me a mod comment list when I wanted to ban them for it. Yeah, I noticed. They weren't really doing any harm. They weren't being rude, but they were being pushy. I just push right back. You get what you give. With me, it's very much you get what you give. And, my character's a literal demon. If you come here talking about Jesus, you can also expect what you're gonna get. Because I'm an incubus. I also hate how people act like they're the deciding factor on who goes to hell. Yeah, I don't believe in hell. I believe that the electrical signals in our brains stop pulsing and we just cease to exist. Which is sad and frightening and upsetting. Yes, correction. I am the Twinkubus. Yeah, I understand why people want to believe in an afterlife, because the idea that you just cease to exist and that you're 1 in like 16 quintillion chance of being born as who you are is alarming to people. Yeah, it's terrifying to think that you're just gone forever. The one life you have is the life you live, which is why I'm glad I never actually went through with ending things, because this is the one life I have, and so far the life that I am living now compared to 10 years ago is much better. So this is why I encourage everybody to keep fighting. Fight your boss monsters, you'll always win, and in the end you will have lived the fullest life you can. I had technically 4, I think, siblings before me that didn't get to experience that life. So I'm gonna live it now. A rare shiny metal version. What does this artwork still need? It doesn't need anything. It's perfect. It's done. It's delivered and I was paid. I was just showing it off to the new person. Doing the streamer thing where it's like, hey, I do commissions. You want to commission me? I need money. I need money to live. If I had UBI, I would be doing all sorts of things. I'd be sad if I ceased to exist, but I'd be thankful I had a life in the first place. Exactly, Anxious. Exactly. I am thankful for the life that I have, and I'm thankful that I managed to get through the dark parts of my life that were arguably eating me alive. To be here now, in these moments that I share with you guys every day. Remember MMO logic, if you're struggling with boss battles, find a battle buddy. Exactly. You gotta call your party members for help. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just strategic advantage. I learn my lesson now, but only because I'm affected. Yeah. This is why we teach people how to have empathy for each other in Canada. America's got the problem of it's sort of like an everybody for themselves mentality, whereas Canadians are like, we're in this together, and we think it's the hypothesis Cy and I have is because winter is so deadly here in Canada that you can't survive on your own. This is why, like, I want to have a homestead, but I want to have a homestead with, like, a whole bunch of other people and basically create a village, because, you know the old saying, it takes a village, right? Well, that's because humans are you know, colony creatures. You know, we survive by helping and lifting one another up. And I think that's why I like LARP so much, is because LARP isn't focused on, you know, who is the main character and who is the best player, but it's about lifting up each other for having better experiences together. Even if, like, your character gets beaten up, that could be fun for you in a way too. And that's why, like, some people play NPCs where they get their asses kicked, even though they're like a big bad meanie boss. And they're like, oh, I'm dying, because it's fun, and it's fun to do things together and be together with other people. Enokin from Wisterium was saying that one of the favorite things about Conquest was, you know, coming back to the camp in the evening and everybody's sitting around the fire just chatting and hanging out. And, like, for me also, like, those are some of my best memories. Kind of like a good friend who was playing a Skargan. Yeah, and Aline's family members, Seraphina and Falcon, are also playing Skargan now. So we have more Skargan friends. Neff, you can consider me a teammate. I'll be your bro. Oh, Neff has booped my snoot. It is the boop snoot, like the droop snoot, but it is the snoot that gets booped, the boop snoot. Boop, boop. Neff has started the boop wars. Another thing that led to me no longer being Christian, despite still believing in God, was saying ever that God hates gay people, which is stupid and bigoted. Yeah. You can believe in whatever sky being you want. You know, praise be to his noodly appendage. You can be a Pastafarian for all I care. I still like you. As long as you don't hurt other people or steal or, you know, be a general shit to others, I still like you. Hurt my friends and I go mama bear on your ass, so. Just like a full-on Demora princess. I'll be like, bow! Yield before me and apologize. Yeah, Ross, not much you can do about stupid. You just need to let it go. Because, there's no sense in being angry. Just feeling rage your whole life is such a miserable way to live. I prefer to just be like, yep, let those people exist. You can't fix stupid. Maybe they'll fix themselves. Like, there's that one lady. She has her own channel. I think it's called Life Take Two or something. And she went from, like, Mormon to Christian and then left Christianity altogether, and she became an atheist. Still feel like a lot didn't read the Bible or lack reading comprehension? Oh, absolutely, Roman. They just listened to what their parents and their pastors told them and didn't do any research on their own. This is why critical thinking skills have to be taught, and this is why the people in charge want to cut the Department of Education so that they can have more mindless drones to obey them and follow their religion, come hell or high water. They don't want people to think. This is why they're trying to prevent people who go to college and university from voting. They don't want the educated to vote. They don't want the educated to have the power to vote, because as soon as you become educated and a critical thinker, you realize how awful the people who are currently in charge of the United States are, and how awful the people in Israel are, too. Nothing against Jewish people. The Jews are different from Israelis, even though Israel is the Jewish state. You would think, of all people, they wouldn't commit genocide, but they have. They've committed genocide against the people of Gaza and Palestine. And they want to do the same thing to the entirety of the Middle East. They want to wipe out the Muslim peoples. Anyone who's of any sort of Muslim religion and is not a white, hardcore Jew. And it's kind of awful that they're doing exactly the same things that the Nazis did. They're doing exactly the same things. Yeah, the Israelites are mostly European. And they went in the exact same direction as the people who made them flee Europe did. You must not judge the people for the acts of their leaders. Exactly. A lot of the youth, because they're more connected to the world and they have access to things like the internet and therefore access to knowledge and education beyond what the government says they have access to, you start to see like the Iranian youth and the Israeli youth, the Chinese youth, they're all against these authoritarian regimes because they have access to this information. And the greater access to information you have, the greater your reasoning tends to be because your horizons are broadened. Like back in the 90s, I used to use gay as an insult. I didn't know that I was technically gay myself, being, gender neutral, mask leaning, diamoric toric. Label. Insert label that is, I am a mask leaning female that is attracted only to men, and I consider myself masculine. I don't know whether that's because my hormones are fucked up, or whether I have a poor idealized version of myself that's poor version of myself that words are hard, where because I can't have children because my female body doesn't work, that my views of myself tend to be more masculine. But even as a child, I was still like, I would rather do all the things that boys do. I prefer, Batman, Ninja Turtles, RoboCop. I wanted to be Robin Hood when I grew up, I did all of the things that boys did, never any of the things the girls did. I didn't like dolls. I didn't like Barbie. I was always given Barbies, but I didn't really like them. But I still like fashion. But you don't have to be a man or a woman to like fashion. The only thing I liked about Barbie were the clothes. But, like, as Barbie herself, I was just like, eh. I didn't like the things that other girls liked. I only liked pink because I liked flamingos. And flamingos are pink. That's the only reason I liked pink as a kid. That's because flamingos are pink, and I like flamingos. Because they're weird. So it's like, I changed my views over time, whereas like I used to use gay as an insult, now I don't anymore. I used to use the R word as an insult, now I don't anymore. But that's because I met people who broadened my horizons. And they're like, no, you shouldn't say those things. Why shouldn't you say those things? Well, because of these reasons. And then I was like, oh, those make sense. Maybe I should stop. I don't want to be a jerk to people. I don't want to hurt people's feelings. People have hurt me a lot in my life, and I didn't like that, so why should I use those things that hurt other people too? Just because they're different from me. I know what it's like to be different from everybody else. I have a birthmark on my face. Everybody hates me. I've had... The black kid is the one who started calling me a cow in school that everybody else started calling me. Because he was like the one black kid in the school. And so for the longest time I had this awful opinion of other kids like him. So I was like, oh, are you gonna bully me too? And I realized it was probably because he was being bullied for looking different from everyone else, but he was the worst bully of them all. And then the kid with red hair. Like orange, carrot orange hair. He bullied me a lot too, and I'm like, why? I just want to be friends with the weird people. I just want to be friends with everybody. But no, I wasn't allowed. Because I look different. And societies where they're like, oh, you look different, or you're slightly different from everybody else, you must be ostracized. They're just awful societies that break down, and American society is very much like that. If you do not conform and become homogenous with everybody, then, you know, you're an outsider and you have to be scorned. Whereas Canada is more like a stew than a melting pot, and we celebrate the differences that people have. Kids are a little bit different. You know, they haven't quite learned the value of the stew as opposed to the homogeneously blended soup. As much as I love cheese fondue. It's not about the bullying, it's about the hierarchy where everyone unites against the smallest minority. Yeah. Whereas Canada celebrates those minorities because it gives us a greater view of everything around us, and it enriches our culture. Oh, you're in America, so you have to speak English. It's like, in Canada, we're like, how many languages do we have? We have 2 official languages, and then we have all of our Native American languages, or sorry, Native people's languages, and then we have all the languages of all the other people around the world that have all come to our beautiful country to share our land and our values. And as you can have whatever religion you want, you can believe whatever you want, as long as you're not hurting other people or forcing other people to yield to your beliefs. As long as you follow our laws, we're good. I was not sure how I was supposed to feel about gay people. Though I did not want to hate them, because they're still people, you know? Yep. And there's nothing wrong with gay people. Absolutely nothing wrong. People are like, when people still use gay as an insult, I'm like, is that supposed to be a bad thing? Nowadays, I'm like, why would you use that? I only do the gay as an insult thing in jest with friends who I know are okay with it. So like when Tay Bear comes on, Tay Connell, a good friend of mine, Rythos, he's very gay. He had a crush on me, and then he realized after I rejected him that he was in fact gay. And he's like, yeah, it's a good thing you didn't accept me. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But I'm not surprised, because I've always been kind of masculining. So when the gay boys are too young to realize they're gay, and then they realize later that they're gay, and they're like, yeah, makes sense. It was like, I'm just boyish enough, but still a girl, where they're like, this is societally acceptable, right? I just need a bi man. That's what I need. The sentiment I got from John Wayne movies and Captain America comics is strong of responsibility to help the weak, not to abuse them. Absolutely. Oh my god, we've gone over time. We're having a good conversation. See, this is why I didn't ban Setsuna, or whatever their name is. Seston. Because it led to interesting conversations. This is why I don't believe in banning people who say things that only mildly irritate me, because I like to look at it and be like, why am I irritated by this person? Well, it's because they're trying to push religion on me, and I am against religion because I'm an anti-theist. I'm very much a scientist, and I believe in the law and I believe in the laws that society creates as a whole together to keep us safe, and that includes our own moral laws as well. And I don't need fear of eternal damnation in order to be a good person. And this is one of the problems I have with religion, is it's like you have to be afraid in order to be a good person. And I'm like, no, you're a good person because you believe that's the right thing to do, whether or not you face eternal damnation. I will gladly face the eternal damnation of not believing in God if it means I get to choose whether I have my morals or not, and what morals I choose to follow. So, like, Anxious's, I left Christianity because I didn't like the fact that they're like, oh, gay people deserve to be hated. Like, that's the exact reason why I'm an anti-theist. This is why I think religion is bad. Because if you're using fear of eternal damnation in order to select your set of morals and be a good person because you just don't want to go to hell, like, are you really actually a good person? Exactly, Anxious, exactly. Are you actually a good person if you're only being good because you're afraid of suffering forever? You're religious neutral? Yep. That's fine. Leon Kennedy. Nameless? Creatively bankrupt, aren't we? Backflips. Well, I'm nameless because I was cursed to have no name. You can only categorize me as an object. Excuse me. It's not my choice. My princess, she cursed me. But I did kill her. Threw her in the lava because she was straight up just evil. Alright, let's find someone to raid. I'm losing my voice. We have Kunst. Kunstgebild. And Mokel made. C-Not. Rinnies. I only take suggestions of people I've previously vetted. Let's go to Kunst. She is amazing. I do love Kunst. Slash. Raid. Kunst. Gebilde. Bilde. FB. Did I spell that wrong? I think I spelled that wrong. How do you vet? You send me the name. Kunst, why can't I raid you? Hold on. My ADHD brain is like... yeah, send me a link to people you want me to vet. Like, if it's someone I already know, then yeah, that's fine. I did spell that right. I don't know why it didn't work. Alright, everybody, we're off sailing now, the waters. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, no matter what time zone you live in. Time zone approved. Greetings and goodbyes. Tag to you. I send you off to the German purple cat May you wash ashore on distant lands and find new adventures. Thank you for hanging out with me, Necromancer. I'll keep working on your dog later this afternoon. It's very cute. And, everybody have a great rest of your day. Ah! And remember, I love you. Bye-bye.